So, unfortunately, my family has gone to California, and I have nobody to say a speech to, but um, it's a topic that I think is very controversial in today's world, and that is should the overall aspect of it is should kids be allowed to play contact sports? And when I think of contact sports, my head immediately goes straight to football. And, there's always the biggest argument with it is the fact that, you know, injuries. And when it comes to football injuries, these can scale from very minor to very major to literally life changing injuries. And you have many examples of these, life changing injuries, such as CTE and many football players after their career that lead to, very criminal offenses. Um, but you see, the reason why, there are many, many reasons why you should allow your kid to play football or contact sports. But in this case, we're going to be talking about football. I played football my freshman year of high school and in the seventh and eighth grade of middle school. Um, I personally loved it. It teaches me, and I saw it in a lot of other people as well. It teaches you a lot of discipline. It teaches you responsibility because whatever happens in the classroom reflects into football. And I was lucky enough to be blessed with some very good coaches that looked after my grades and taught me that responsibility of looking after my grades. Um, they also taught me how to act right in the classroom. I wasn't necessarily the best kid in middle school, and that kind of kept going into the freshman year. Um, and it also can teach kids to, maybe turn into those leadership roles. And when you turn into that leadership roles, that really affects how you're going to live life. And I've seen many football players use these skills and turn them into like their life. I've seen, many players turn into coaches. I've seen many players turn into motivational speakers. I've seen many players turn into like business people that run businesses, and they have taught discipline, responsibility, leadership, and I mean the list just goes on and on and on. Another thing about contact sports is that, especially with football, is that the technology in like helmets and pads and the way that you're supposed to tackle, trainers have been taught to react to situations better over the years. And I remember my first year playing, over the course of 3 years, the first year that I played in middle school, I was given a helmet that wasn't necessarily the best. And then I go into my freshman year of high school, and I remember I was told that this helmet was one of the best helmets that they had, and I was a freshman on B team. Um, it they like Coaches nowadays really prioritize those concussions because those concussions can really turn into very bad injuries. But the technology is constantly getting better. The NFL has actually allowed players to wear guardian caps, which you wear a helmet and you put a guardian cap over it and has extra pads within the helmets to prevent concussions and other injuries as well. Pads have gotten a lot more, I don't really know what the word is, but I wouldn't say puffier, but the technology within them and the way that they're built protects the chest, shoulders, and so on. The list goes on why you should allow your children to play contact sports. I actually run into the problem with my little brother and my parents. My parents are very iffy about him playing football, but I played football. I think it's very crucial to a children's life, children's life in playing contact sports. Um, it develops the mental toughness in tough situations. I can name many, many times where I was in a tough situation and I couldn't do anything about it but fight back. Um, and if you mess up in a play or in practice and you get yelled at by a coach, you develop this mental toughness that, later on in life, the world's not nice. The world will never be nice to you. And when you develop this mental toughness early on, it's only going to get better and better as life goes on. Honestly, I feel like I've been very fortunate to have a dad who's a basketball coach and football coach, and to have very good coaches around me all through middle school and high school. They have taught me many, many things in life. It's not even like sports isn't necessarily about, all the shiny things or trophies. It's about, what happens behind those closed doors, what happens in practice, what happens in the locker room, what happens with those one-on-ones with coaches. That's what makes contact sports so crucial to a children's life, because you learn so many life, like, just requirements in life through these sports. And there's no reason why. Honestly, if you're scared of the injuries, there are many ways to prevent these injuries. And, technology just gets better by the day. And so does technique as well. You're not supposed to lead with your head when tackling. And, coaches around the world prioritize that very much so. And yeah, just let your kid play some contact sports.